I feel the unholy spirit when it's moving through.
Dark side, dark side.
Clearing up all the lies and the rumors too.
Dark side, dark side.
You say you want my life, you gotta fight me first.
Dark side, dark side.
Come outside round here, there's nothing like church.
Dark side, dark side.
Come and get this life.
They talked about Jesus, give them something to Babylon. Just know my whole team is battle tested and battle strong. One world speaking that Tower Babel tongue. Cole Hammurabi thinking ancient Babylon. No pun intended, Reaganomics had us under avalanche. We took off like a rocket, they was praying we could never launch into the upper echelon. You can never be yourself. Every day is Comic-Con, fast money Ramadan. Who collected Comic-Con? Cold check my vital signs. Motel 6 float. Woke up with the brightest mind. Out of sight, out an idle mind. They hate it when you idolize. We living in the final times. Guess you Ellen Keller blind.
Spirit when it's moving through.
Dark side, dark side.
Clearing up all the lies and the rumors too.
Dark side, dark side.
You say you want my life, you gotta fight me first.
Dark side, dark side.
Come outside round here, there's nothing like church.
Dark side, dark side.
Come and get this life.
Put my soul on the altar, I never offer a sacrifice. The blood that we need for the lamb ain't never acting right. I take my path tonight, knowing that I might have to fight. I probably grab a knife and a 9. I guess I'm packing light, focus on the now. Just as much as the afterlife, I recognize the spirit is only taking up half the fight. Stairway to heaven, he won't make it up half a flight. He working, making bacon bits, probably out on the Sabbath night. Shoot for the moon, hoping to hit a satellite. You can ask them why when they see me, they call on Adonai. When we both know at the most he telling you half a lie. Feel the transition begin to happen when passing time. I came back in the sky, just like an astronaut, to say you selling Africans out. See you and asking Mike, and it's sad to say they really had it bad for Christ. And I hear the Habasha thinking they are the half
Holy
of
Spirit when it's moving through.
dark side, dark side.
Clearing up all the lies and the rumors too.
Dark side, dark side.
You say you want my life, you gotta fight me first.
Dark side, dark side.
Come outside round here, there's nothing like church.
Dark side, dark side.
Come and get this life work.
Here we go. Let me see. Pull up. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do one more real quick. We'll drop that radical, man. We're gonna jump right on into it.
Ta ta shtuc, no. Ta ta Reparations on the table, nigga, we ain't seen shit. Put us under pressure, nigga, we ain't even sweat. Came out shining like a diamond in the middle with some mess. On Martin Luther King, bitch, we coming for a check. Headed to the Capitol to stake my feelings in the mind of a radical. You can't ride with me. I'm my only witness when I handle my business. Pull it from the hip, say bye-bye, Billy. No more time for no coasting, I'm on the highway focused. I ain't even smoking, I'm just riding my emotion. Both eyes open, I'm just trying to keep calm. Put an extra set of eyes on him doing recon. Knee deep in snow, say he try and keep going. Told him get up out the cold before my nigga deform. Every old wound seem to getting retorn. I'ma write deep poems to a nigga reborn. I'ma make a statement before I make it out alive. No Channel 5, I would rather make it live. Before the news try to make a nigga out alive. But the pain in my eyes on a much bigger prize. 501, both hands in the sky. Little do they know it's no plan to survive. I ain't finna give them no chance to decide. I'ma put they feet in both hands in the fire. Dancing in the fire like Eshak. You gon' test the water, never get both feet wet. We done overexposed the city defense to the overexposure indecent. They don't know they diving in the deep end. Ain't no way that they surviving through the weekend. Everything glowing in the flash like a beacon. Drowned in the flames, it's too late to let it sink in. Got 10 ways I can be vengeful. Sitting on 10 grenades, every last pinful. This guerrilla war, they don't know what they in for. I can hear them at the door trying to move in slow. I can hold them off, I got 3 shots. Taking every soul for at least 3 blocks. I can smell the fire burning through the sheetrock. Seeing bodies in the flame, they can try and reach out. This is how you practice what you finna speak out. Thinking about the facts that they try to leave out. This is for my roots running through the deep south. Dying for a cause, what we finna beef out. If you ain't about the cause, what you finna beef out. Showing up deep, we gon' bring the streets out. Every man line up, showing what your street out. An independent state, what a nigga need now.
Power to the dark side, power to the dark side, power to the dark side. What's going on with the family? What's good? Y'all already know, man. We got to start this thing off. Let's see. Where's my mic at? We got to start this thing off, man, with a special praise to the most beautiful goddess of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, Stemia, whose image is the most beautiful Whoopi Goldberg. Shout out to all my Babel builders in the building. And remember, if you are listening to this, together we are Babel. Let's build. Let's build. So, as y'all already know, the brother Zion Lex made an altar call and he gave his life over to Christ. Now this is crazy. Now, my plan was to show some slides, have some slides and all of that ready. But I guess you can't share a screen from the iPhone. I don't know. So maybe somebody might know a way around that. I don't know. Some of y'all know I'm new to the iPhone game, so hey, I don't know. I'm a little bit lacking. But nevertheless, we gonna get into it. This would be part 1 on the segment, right? Because I think in order to make a move like this, bro, I think you gotta be on trial, right? And though I'm not necessarily in the Israelite community anymore or anything like that, as a Old Testament, when I was an Old Testament Israelite, this was one of the names that was held at with, you know, with such high regard. And so with that, you know, it and so like I said, and so with that, it comes a lot of responsibility, right? And so you can't just make major moves like this and then, you know, and everybody just kind of let it kind of slide. And so I gotta put a little bit of pushback on it. Um, because I feel like I'm equipped with the tools to be able to do it. Um, so this is part one. This is real light. I ain't really going into nothing heavy at all. This is really, really just light. I just want to touch on a few things though, definitely. What's good? Peace, peace. I can't highlight your. Oh, okay. I was about to say. I think it's because I'm up under this thing. But I gotta basically but like I said, I gotta get some pushback. Peace, shout out to you though, Angel. I appreciate you in the building, definitely. Um, I gotta get some pushback on it though. And I'm quite sure this may end up stirring the pot with a few other people that's gonna kind of touch on it. But those of you who feel like you got the answers, um, I'm cool with you stepping forward, but I would like to hear an answer from him. And so, like I said today, a part of my premise, as you can see from the title, um, there's no getting around the fact that the New Testament teaches that Jesus is God. You're not getting around that shit, right? We can play the games and the semantics all we want. You ain't really gonna get around that. And so, basically, what I was gonna present, I'm gonna present the information, and I want y'all to really pay attention to how people refute the information. I'm just gonna read the verse just pretty much just the way it is. And you're gonna watch somebody gonna always come back and say, nope, the Bible and what it's saying, what you reading is wrong. It really should be saying this. This is what you're getting ready to get. Shout out to Michael in the building. Appreciate you, God. Appreciate you in the mix. Power to the dark side. So, and I kind of want to be able to kind of get around, get away from cats getting away with that, right? Because a lot of the times there ends up being this will agree to disagree ordeal that takes place, right? And like I always said, my job is to draw a clear line, right? My job is to draw a clear line. There is no straddling the fence. There is no doing both, right? And so when and a lot of y'all who already know me already know when I started this, it's the same thing, right? The fight was always against idolatry. Um, when I was in the New Testament, the fight was against idolatry. What pulled me out of the New Testament was finding idolatry. When I was in the Old Testament, the fight was idolatry. What ultimately pulled me out of the Bible was idolatry, right? And understanding what idolatry is, right? So, you know, if you ask me, idolatry is the belief in anything outside of yourself, right? That's my personal definition of it. People can come with whatever they want to, but at the end of the day, if the breath of life is actually in you, then whatever is asking to be invited inside is obviously not welcome. Otherwise, it would always already be there. So the source is already in you. So worshiping anything outside of the source, which is in yourself, becomes idolatry. And what's wild is, right? So, you know, like I said, the fight continues to be the same. So now, like I said, I got to give some pushback against, you know, one of the OGs in the game, Ozion Lex, because I felt like I thought that the brother was a lot more, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he, you know, he might show something, you know, I ain't seen it, but I thought the brother had a lot more information than to kind of fall back in that direction. So, like I said, I want to set it up. Then my premise is very simple. The New Testament, very simply, it teaches that Jesus is God. Yeshua, however you want to try to get around it. So the moment that you accept that, you have to accept that Jesus is God, right? Now, I want to get into it real quick. Now, I want to get into it. Now, one thing that we know, right? We got Yah is the creator, right? I want to set up this premise real clean. We got Yahweh as the creator, correct? We got Yah created the laws for Israel. We got YHWH assumes the role of husband, right? This is important. Now, all of these are very, very key parts, right, into my premise that the New Testament teaches Jesus is God. No getting around it. So, YHWH is the creator. YHWH created the laws for Israel. YHWH assumes the role of husband to Israel, right? YHWH is also considered to be King of Kings, and YHWH is also considered to be Alpha and Omega, which is what? Beginning and the end, right? No need to apologize. No need to apologize. You probably seen, I'm quite sure though you seen him probably with the video. I think he was in the video with when Polite was having a debate with him and I forgot the lady name who ended up crying during the debate. And it was a big deal that happened between him and Polite in that debate with the girl and them talking about grape in the Bible. But anyway though, so yeah, creator, this is YHWH, creator of all things, created also the laws for Israel, also assumes the role of the husband to Israel, right? Also takes the title of King of Kings and the beginning and the end, or Alpha and Omega, right? Or what they say in Hebrew, the Aleph Bet, however they say it. Yeah. All right. Now, mind you, that is the setup for YHWH, which is according to the Bible supposed to be God. Correct? Now, Jesus, when we get to the New Testament, we find out that no, it wasn't YHWH that created all things. Jesus is the creator of all things. Then what do we find out? That Jesus is marrying his daddy's wife. Ain't this some shit? Let's start this off. Now, mind you, YHWH is supposed to be married to Israel. YHWH is supposed to be creator of all things. So if Jesus or YHW or my fault, Yeshua is the creator of all things. If Yeshua is marrying Israel, either Yeshua is YHWH and is God, or YHWH ain't God, or they got some type of crazy love triangle going on where the son is marrying the wife that the father put away. What the hell is going on? Spiritually speaking, Jesus claims to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Jesus claims to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Now, and another thing, we see YHWH creating laws. Who else do we see creating laws? Jesus. Yeshua creates his own laws and establishes them, right? Continues to. And he also, like I said, not only does he claim to be King of Kings, but Jesus also claims to be Alpha and Omega. So what you see is them holding the same position, right? And the problem ain't necessarily holding these positions if you're holding them on earth. The issue becomes Jesus gets these positions and holds these positions and these titles in heaven where he's supposed to be next to God. And mind you, he's supposed to be a God also. And I'm finna show you that the New Testament is God. Now, I want to get into John 14, right? We'll start at John 14. Let's see. Let's see. I can pull it up. Oh. And let me see. Everything works good. And that's pretty funny. And that's pretty funny. But you know what? It's something that Cat Williams said the other day. He said at the end of it, he said, none of the civilizations disagree. None of them disagree, right? It's the same thing that you're going to find with religion. I ain't going to get off topic, but the same thing that you find, especially with the Abrahamic religion. They don't disagree. The disagreement is WWE, WWF, whatever. It's only for entertain. It's for the lower level people. But at the top, there's no disagreement. All of the important artifacts, all of the important things that hold up each religion, they all subscribe to. They all uphold them. So one could easily destroy the other, but they refuse to. They have to hold each other up because they're all each other's crutch. Because remember, they're writing themselves into history, right? They're creating history. This is a whole new story with all of them. And like I said, I have a problem even believing with, yeah. I'm glad you said that. Let me get back. So we gonna start real quick. And so real quick, Jesus says, right? Well, actually, Philip said, right? John 14:8. Saith unto him, Lord, show us the Father if it suffices us. Right? Jesus said unto him, Philip, have I not been with you the whole time, and yet thou hast not known me? He that have seen me have seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? Now, he said, believest thou that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me? I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. I'm gonna let them do the explaining, right? I'm gonna let them do the explaining on that verse. I'm gonna let them tear that verse apart because it's what they like to do. And this is what I be saying. What people fail to realize is when you do that with each verse, right? And you gotta butcher each verse and reinterpret it and change up the way that it's supposed to be read and go back in and do all of this. What you're really saying is that we need to get rid of the Bible that we have and you need to write a new one. But nigga, do that. Till you do that, Philip asked to see God. Jesus told him, nigga, you've been with me the whole time. Plain and simple. We're not finna play no games with it, right? Plain and simple. Say you have been with me the whole time. Now Mind you, when we go into John 1 and 1, right, it deals with a God being created, right? We can say the God, a God, whatever God. There's no issue until these two gods operate the same space and time. They operate the same area, the same space, the same titles, the same position. See, that's where you begin to have your issues, right? So, like when it says, "Ye are my witness," saith the Lord, "and ye are my servants who I am chosen, and know and believe me and understand that there was no other God formed, neither before me, and neither shall there be one formed after." We got to deal with that. It's Isaiah 43, right? Now, he said, there was no other deity with him before. There will be no other deity formed after. Period. But then what does he say? He says, "Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, that formed thee from the womb, and it is YHWH that maketh all things." This is what YHWH said. He maketh, this Isaiah 44 and 24. YHWH says, "He maketh all things that stretcheth forth the heavens and alone, and stretcheth abroad the earth by myself." Said he did it alone. So he said he's the maker of all things. And he did it alone. I'm gonna say it again. He said he is the maker of all things, and he did it alone. Now, let's get into Colossians chapter 1, verses 14 and 15, right? We're gonna cook. We're finna cook real quick. What I say? Colossians. Yeah, let's go. Colossians. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Right? Colossians 1, like I said, we're gonna start at 14. I just want to make sure y'all able to still hear me and everything clearly, right? While I'm reading. Hopefully, yeah. So one of the things that it says is, so when we go into 14, it says, "In whom we have redemption through his blood, even forgiveness of sins." Uh-oh. That's a lot of power. Now, it says, "Who is the image of the invisible God?" Let's just start right there. Who is the image of the invisible God? Let's go. Let's see. Who is it? It says, "the firstborn of every creature." Now watch this. "For by him," whoever this is, that is the image of the invisible God, "by this person were all things created." By him were all things created. Uh-oh. We got an issue. We got an issue. Because we just read that YHWH is the one who created all things, very specifically. And not only did he say he created all things, he said he did it by itself. And right before that, he said there was no other deity that was formed before him, nor will there be another deity formed after him. Not before, nor after. But yet, But yet, we got whoever this is that is the image of the invisible God. We got him that is responsible for creating all things. Now, what all things? Let's get specific. He is responsible for creating all things that are in heaven, that are in earth, things that are visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All three things are created by him and for him. Now, this is very interesting because not only does it give him credit for creating all things on earth, but it gives him credit for creating all things in heaven. It also gives him credit for creating all things visible and all things invisible. Now, the premise started out with who is the image of the invisible God. So, this invisible God, who's responsible for creating the invisible God? But we'll leave that, right? We'll leave that. We ain't gonna worry about that. Let's just deal with who built the throne that God sits on. So this person or him who is the creator of all things, mind you, we in Colossians, right? Colossians. This is a direct contradiction of what we just read in Isaiah. Direct contradiction. And then look, and then it goes on to say, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist, and he is the head of the body. God damn. The church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence. This is crazy. I like how he jumps in and out of creation like that, but we'll just leave it, right? We'll just leave that there. Very simple. Now, watch what it does. I want y'all to be very clear because when we get into Hebrews 3, right? It says, who was faithful to him that appointed him, as also Moses was faithful in all his houses, in all of his house. For this man was counted worthy of more glory than Moses, inasmuch he who have builded a house have more honor than the house. Not only did it say that this man was counted as greater than Moses, but mind you, said Moses was great for, he did his thing when he built this house. And it say, hey, he that built the house is great. But he that built all things is God. Is God. And Colossians just got through telling you he built all things, which is in contradiction of what we just read in Isaiah, unless they're the same person. Unless they the same person. So you're going to have a hard time. And like I said, man, I ain't going into nothing heavy. Like when I really do my compare and contrast, it's really not even fair. It's really not even fair. This is just light work. This is shit I throw out there, and but yeah, trust me. If I know I'm going up against a Yara, I'm going up against an anonymous, then the information is we not gonna have to start here. This is they already know my stance here. We can move forward. But like I said, as y'all understand, we gotta go back every fucking time. No matter how much progress we make, we always gotta go back for somebody. So I'm going back right now. And this is light. But we just clearly read in Isaiah, there was no God with him. None. There was none formed before him, nor will there be one formed after him. I guess he didn't know Jesus was coming. Yeshua. And then it said that he built all things. But then when we get to Colossians, it says Jesus built all things. And then when we get to Hebrews, it said he that built all things is God. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And it's hard watching an Old Testament vet take altar call like this, man. It's bad. It's bad. But brother, you gotta repent. You got to. Let's go. Now, and mind you, you got Jesus redeeming people. Even though Isaiah 44 says, thus saith the Lord and the King of Israel and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first and I am the last. And besides me, there is no God. Uh-oh. The first, the last, and besides me, there is no God. Isaiah 44. But it's a problem because as soon as we get into Revelation 22, it's like he forgot Jesus was coming. Because then it says, and behold, I come quickly. And my reward is with me to give to every man as his work shall be. I am the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, and the end, the first and the last. So Jesus is all of those? I told you this nigga is Martin. You remember the show on Martin? You walked into it was like this McDonald's or some shit. The nigga was the nigga at the cash register. And then you asked him like, yo, let me get some fries. He was the nigga making the fries. Then you looked over and was the same dude who was making the burgers. Shout out to Astro, power to the dark side. God was good with you. And then you look back and, Jesus is the same nigga that's mopping the floors. And then you go over, it's like, yo, you mad about your food, you actually speak to the manager, and guess who the fucking manager is? Jesus. Like, goddamn. Goddamn. So, like I said, I don't know if YHWH forgot this nigga Jesus was coming or they supposed to be the same person, but it's clear. The New Testament is teaching that Jesus is God, nigga. Like, what are we doing right now? Let's keep going. And like I said, these are all, like, we're just reading the verses. We ain't got to do nothing. We ain't doing nothing extra. We're just reading the verses. We gonna let them do all the extra shit. We gonna let them tear the book apart. We just gonna read the verse. Now, when they get these verses, watch what they do with them. Watch what they do with them. They finna have to go here. You gotta have the lexicon open. Then they're gonna have to have the strong. Then a nigga gonna be trying to pull out the 1842 Bible. Then another motherfucker gonna be like, nah, you gotta have the college Bible. I remember the nigga brought out a college Bible in the debate. I ain't never seen an Israelite debate with the fucking college Bible. I never seen that shit. This nigga had a fucking university Bible that he brought specifically to a debate because he knew that the New Testament was teaching that Jesus was God. So the nigga goddamn went and bought the nigga, and I'm watching it. He got plenty of YouTube videos. The dude was a goddamn street preacher, right? Every day out there yelling at people with the King James. Power to the dark side. Power to the dark side. Akasha, appreciate you. What's good? What's good? So, I mean, like, like I said, there's like you're not gonna be able to like get around it. You could play all of the games that you want to play, but it's real clear, right? The dude is playing every position. You ain't gonna be able to separate the two because the same exact space and the same exact titles that YHWH is holding is the same exact space and the same exact titles that Yahshua is holding. How the hell you gonna separate them? Now, what is Yahshua doing with King of Kings and Lord of Lords tattooed on him? Just got the leg sleeve. King of King, Lord of Lord. He got the leg sleeve. King of King, Lord of Lord. Still, they're operating the same space. Operating the same space. Holding the same titles again. You got a problem. Because, like I said, in Deuteronomy 10, YHWH says he is the Lord, your God. And he is the Lord of Lords. And the great God. And the mighty and the terrible. And he regardeth no person and take no reward. Meaning bribes. They operate in the same space. Because remember, Jesus went where? He said he's on the right hand of the Father. Remember? It's at the right hand of the Father. Oh, you mean they in the same space? Holding the same position and title? How many thrones? This is why I gotta say, how many thrones is in heaven? Because it seems to be one throne that's sitting at the center. And they both sitting in that same throne. But let's keep going. Right? Let's keep going. It said in Jeremiah 31, behold, the day is come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the one that I made the day that I took their fathers by the hand, right? Not that same one. When I brought them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband to them. Although I was a husband to them. YHWH said what? A husband to them. Multiple places. The relationship between Israel and YHWH is that of a husband and of a wife. Israel being the bride, YHWH being the broom. Simple. That's Jeremiah 31. But yo, shout out to Akasha for the for the Lord God omnipotent reigneth. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready. So, mind you, Revelations is a big build-up to this huge wedding. It's a huge wedding where the lamb, just in case y'all didn't know, remember we was talking about Jesus and all of his goddamn titles. All of the positions this nigga hold when you go into the restaurant, the maintenance man and dude making the fries and the guy flipping the burgers, and then when the shit wrong with your food, you ask to see the manager and it's the same nigga Jesus. Oh yeah, he the lamb also. He's the lamb also. Yeah. Lord of Lord, King of Kings, created all things, the Lamb of God, all of that. But guess what? The same bride from Jeremiah 31 that YHWH said he was married to. Jesus is marrying. The Lamb is marrying. Ain't that funny? Right? Ain't that funny? Why is the Lamb marrying Israel? Same ordeal. It's the same ordeal. Hold on. It's the same ordeal, though. So you see a conscious effort to separate the two. And that separation is strictly based on doctrine because it's not taught. It's not taught. You're not reading that anywhere. I can say that specifically. You're not reading that anywhere. So, like, let me see. Let me get into it. So that's just like, this is why we go to Isaiah 25. Right? You go to Isaiah 25. And we're going to start at verse 8. That's all. Matter of fact, that's all we need. Because, like I said, remember, what was my premise? That the New Testament teaches Jesus is God. What have I shown so far? That YHWH, which is supposed to be God, he says he created all things with no help. But then the New Testament says that Jesus created all things. And See, once again, I showed that YHWH said he was the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and also the beginning and the end. But when we get into the New Testament, it says that no, Jesus is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. And he is the beginning and the end. So much so, the nigga got it tattooed on his thigh. He got it tattooed on his thigh. We're not going to play these games. So now when we get into Isaiah 25, and it says, he, talking about God, YHWH, this is Isaiah 25, verse 8. He will swallow up death and victory, and the Lord God will wipe away tears from all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth. The Lord has spoken. Who? YHWH. YHWH. He said he was going to come. He was going to wipe the tears from your face. God will do that. And it's funny because when we get to Revelation 21, either he forgot Jesus was coming or the nigga is Jesus. Something going on here. Because when we get to Revelation 21, verses 3, matter of fact, we just going to read verse 4. Nope. We're going to read verse 3 and 4. Revelation 21, verse 3 and 4, and it says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with man, and he dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And God himself shall be with them, and be their God. Behold, the tabernacle of man shall dwell with them. Man, come on. Not only shall this who is the tabernacle? If you didn't know, that's another one of that many hats. Another one of the many hats that this nigga Yahshua wears. Jesus. It's another one of the many hats this nigga Yahshua wears. He's also the tabernacle. I don't know where the fuck. I don't know where you find that at. But he's also the tabernacle. And I heard a great voice. Behold, the tabernacle of God. We already know we talking about Jesus. Let's keep going. And it says, and God shall wipe away. And God shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, and neither shall there be no more pain. For the former things have passed away. Golly. So God is literally with him. Jesus. Another one of the many hats he wears. Another one of the many hats that he wears. Another one. Mr. Way, the truth and the light. Even though in Psalms 21 it says the Lord is my light and my salvation. Who? YHWH. But it's funny because he must have forgot that Jesus was on his way. He must have forgot. He must have forgot. So it don't matter how many titles, how many hats Jesus want to wear. He can wear the hat of the GM. He can wear the hat of the kitchen manager, whatever. Today we debating on if Jesus is the CEO. CEO. That's the only thing up for debate. So out of all of the hats, mind you, they show you every hat that he put on, but regardless of whatever hat Jesus put on, they let you know that that hat that's being put on is the same hat God wear, nigga. Now, is God had a one size fit all, or Jesus seemed to have the same head size as YHWH? Something's going on. Something's going on. Something. So no, I'm not letting it slide. I think it's very clear. We don't have to really, continuously go into it. I think it's a clear, clear cut story. They operate in the same titles. They operate the same space. And I think that the New Testament very clearly stated that certain titles and certain positions come with you being on a certain level, like being a creator of all things. According to the New Testament, that makes you God. And honestly, according to logic, that would make you God. Honestly, according to logic, that would make you God. So it's crazy that we're going to play with that. I just wanted to leave those little verses out there. Like I said, man, that's light work. Got way more heavier stuff to go into, where I can really show you a compare and a contrast. Really. But, I just wanted to do a little something light, I know y'all right now is laughing and whatnot, but I got something for y'all. That may be part 2. That may be part 2. But first part I had to deal with why as going from the Old Testament, you cannot backslide and go to Jesus. You can't. I'm sorry. And my job was just to show clearly what comes with that. And I don't think, maybe the brother may not understand, like, yeah, the moment you accept Yahshua in the New Testament, there's no getting around you accepting him as God. No getting around that. So the straddling the fence, there's no straddling the fence. You got to pick a side. You're either for or against. Decision has to be made. Last time I'll go over my premise. New Testament teaches Jesus is God. What did we show? What were the traits of God? According to the Old Testament, he that created all things. He that is the beginning and the end. He that is the Alpha and Omega. Right? All of these things. The ability to change laws. I ain't even touch on that. And see, that's really another thing where cats be trying to play these games. Like, dude, just this ordinary ass nigga that just walked around. Like, nah, bro, Jesus just a regular ass nigga. Jesus just a regular ass nigga walking on water. Like, huh? Hey, bro. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen niggas try to do. Like, they know that they wrong for holding on to Yahshua. They know it. So what they do, they try to they try to make this nigga like He the most average nigga that ever walked the planet. Like, hold on, bro. You talking about the nigga that turned water into wine? He was average. Just some regular nigga named Yahshua. You could tell they trying to make him a regular nigga. Look at the picture that they draw when you walk by him on the fucking corner. It looked like it looked like the nigga that's finna ask you for like 50 cents so he can buy, like, hey, young blood, buy me a beer. That's what he looked like. That's how you know. Like, bro. We not gonna minimize. We not gonna minimize clearly what the New Testament is teaching. Yeah, just some regular ass nigga raising the dead. You know what I'm saying? Come just walking on water and shit. But he was regular. Cuz was regular. Didn't die. But he was regular. I'm like, damn. And I'll just be listening to him. But see, they gotta do that because they know the moment you start showing this thing regular at all and the way he moving ain't regular, nigga, you're gonna have to admit, nigga, this shit teaching he God. Whoa. Cause see, I ain't even touch on the laws. The changing of the laws. See, we could play the games all you want, right? But it's a clear change of the law. When you get into what was it? The Passover. The Passover is a clear law, right? Meaning that there's specific instructions that YHWH laid out for how you are to conduct yourself during the Passover. Now, you can conduct yourself at other events however the fuck you feel. But yeah, if you're gonna do the Passover, there's a certain way that it must be conducted. Now, it's very funny that when you get into the New Testament, Jesus changes the way you do the Passover. He inserts himself. Oh no. Now when you do the Passover, see, now when you drink the wine and you eat the leavened bread, now you're doing that unto him. That's a whole change in the law, bro. That's a big switcheroo. Big switcheroo. So you can't, like, it's very clear. You can't start off with your premise like, oh yeah, he didn't break the laws, brother. He fulfilled them. He did. Hey, you're lying, bro. He clearly broke it. The moment he sat down at the Passover and told them what the wine represented and what the unleavened bread represented, nigga, that was different from what was written in the law. That was written different. He wrote himself in. He wrote himself into the Passover. Only person who could do that is God. Stupid. God. Who else finna write themselves into the Passover? That's a whole, he just put himself in Leviticus. Put himself in Leviticus. Think about that. You supposed to literally be doing the Passover based on what is in Leviticus. And he added a whole nuance in the middle of that shit. Now, either he got, and you can go ahead and do it the way he told you to do it, or then you're breaking the goddamn law, bro. Which one is it? We're going to quit playing the games. I said, man, this is light work. I got shit I could really go into. I got shit I really go into. Period. I'm gonna have to go back and find my debate on do we need. I had a debate a while back when I was in the Torah on do we need uh Jesus. That's a big one right there. I need to bring out that information. Do you need him? What's the necessity? What's the necessity? So this is clearly a little cook session, real quick. Quickly, a little cook session. I no plans on being on here all damn night. Type shit. Yeah, but I had the cooking. I had to. I said any of that, the verses is there. Oh yeah, I got my little what you call it? I forgot. The verses is there, you know, for you to be able to go back and refute and do whatever you are gonna do. Exactly. No need. No need. The moment you start getting into that, you getting into something totally different. I forgot I got my little what am I got? Ooh. Forgot I got my little thing, walk around with it. I might talk shit for a little bit with y'all. Why not? Might talk shit, type shit, Hey, got me a little pre-roll. I forgot about this, man. I got one. This morning. Oh shit. If I can get it out. There it go. I'm like, yo. That shit crazy. But yeah. Yeah, we let him breathe though. Like I said, man, I put all of the info out. It's about, everything you might need. I think, and I don't think I took no personal shots or nothing like that. You got to make it a little bit entertaining, but as far as it just ain't nothing to get all in your feelings about, bro. Just drop your information, man, and we go back and forth like that. Very simple. The challenge ain't only up though for him. I'm quite sure Yara is. I know Yara is a lunatic, so I'm quite sure he gonna see it and respond to it. I'll probably end up with a response from Yara. But I'm prepared though for that too. Trust me, I know when I put this out, who may respond. So I know what information I gotta come with. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's levels to this argument in general. I know, dealing with certain brothers, and I hear the debates, and that's why I got to shout out to the Yaras and you know what I mean, and and y'all gotta, man, stop playing, bro. Act like the dark side ain't beat y'all to probably the best Hebrews, bro, in the space, like period. We beat y'all into that. Like before us, bro, y'all arguments was simple and being destroyed. Now y'all go on there, bro, and y'all have fun with the Jabaris and you know what I'm saying, the Reggies and shit. But y'all gotta think the dark side for that, because they not ready for you. Y'all still over there cooking? Y'all be over there cooking, having fun. I'm just and it's funny watching it because I know y'all rock. You know what I'm saying? And I know seeing him when he actually under pressure and seeing y'all rock when he just enjoying himself is two different things. And yo, and if you watch y'all rock over there in other spaces, I said walk out towards this way. God damn. If you watch y'all rock on God in other spaces, I promise you, bruh, he's relaxed. They don't have no answer for the shit y'all rock put out. None. They don't have no answer for it. It's sad. And I'm just looking like, damn, bro. They don't have no answer. And you know, y'all rock gonna come different every time anyway. But you gotta be prepared, yo. And it's I see the level of competition, and on the other sides, they stagnate with their information. And you know, so our dudes is over there shining. You know what I mean? The Chris, you know what I mean? Same thing with Chris. You know what I'm saying? Chris is shining. Like the top, that's why we say you look at the other spaces, look at who all of the top debaters is in all of these other spaces. The top debaters. They all are dudes. All of them. Like that's crazy. How you doing? All right. They all the top ones. And they all are dudes. You can't even get around that. And you watch them, they just sit back and relax and have fun. It don't even be like no real pressure because it ain't nothing that we ain't seen. Like the best debate that you're gonna get is gonna be probably when Chris and Yara in the debating each other. Outside of that, you're not gonna get a good one. I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't gonna be Yara Anonymous or something like that debating, you know, the um the historicities of the Bible or whatever, I don't like honestly, I don't really care to see it. I already know what your argument is, I know where you're going. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll crush that shit. Easy. The challenge is the Yara. They're not gonna make it easy. Oh my God. They're not gonna make it easy at all. So nah, you know, it's a certain level you just gonna have to be at. And so I already know, even this argument that I'm dealing with, that I'm putting out there, they not really ready for this one. And this is easy. This ain't even like I ain't even went in depth into nothing. I ain't even went in depth into anything. I just touched bases on it and left it at. I just read the verse and left it at. Like, let you see what it was saying. That's it. Now, step 2 is when they go in and they butcher all of the verses. And I go in and I show where they fucked up at. That's step 2 or part 2. You know? So yeah, we rocking. It's been out though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I seen they got like these mountains out here. Like they are like red rocks and shit, mountains and shit or whatever. Like the red rocks in Sedona. They are, they are the red rocks. They got a lot of them though. And on God, they like the money straight though. like, but watching them, it's 2 times like to me. But no, I ain't gonna lie. It's beautiful to see them all times. But watching them like when the sun first coming up and seeing them, it hit different. And then like when the sun is setting, and then at nighttime too, bro. Like at nighttime, oh God, the mud hit so different. So I don't know. Like this might be one of the most beautiful sceneries I ever seen. Cause it's like you get the big ass city, but the view around it is just crazy, yo. It's just crazy. Y'all know I'm big on views. Big on views. It was so many different views I was trying to get last night. I couldn't even like every time I seen it, like sometimes it was like the way that like it was a couple of nights ago. I was coming the way I was coming up through the mountain and coming down, the way like the moon was sitting on top of the mountain next to it, and then like how the city looked, like buildings was like lining it up. Man, that shit was the craziest thing I ever seen. And I almost probably crashed like just staring off into it. Show something serious, like something serious for real. I'm like, why folks be kind of sleeping on just enjoying the scenery. Mm, like for real, just enjoying the scenery in general, enjoying your view. It's, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot though to love about, you know. I don't know. It's a lot. I ain't realize how much I really miss being out west for real, and it's been a different, like, you make something your home, but it's different when you go home. You know what I mean? Being at home is different. The air, like, I get out. I ain't gonna lie on God. I got off the plane in Dago. Like the way the air hit, breathing the air and shit. I just forgot how like different that shit was and natural. Like it was like the air was just made just for me and shit. This shit was different. I was like, damn. I never really realized how much I was homesick. I kind of had got over it and kind of got what I'm saying, kind of made it up in my mind that I was just missing the bullshit. But damn, like the beauty of like the mountains and shit in California is just crazy. It's something different. It's something different. But I ain't gonna lie, Arizona is beautiful though. There's some just beautiful places. But I like this place the most because it's got a weirdness to it, kind of like Austin, to where it's like it's you get the fast paced city shit, but for the most part, people leave everybody like don't nobody bother nobody. You know what I mean? Like as if you was in like uh, another place, like Dallas or um, like Houston, the LA's and shit, even like the Phillies and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's you be in places like that, the crime be a little bit more random. You know what I'm saying? Like here, it's like you probably got to know people and get into the bullshit. So it's just beautiful, man. Be out all kinds of night and have good genuine fun, stuff like that. Shit crazy. Shit real crazy, yo. Real crazy. even like just the vibe in general has been a wild one. I'm like, man, even like just driving, cause I ended up driving from Dago to Phoenix to here or whatever. Just the ride here was just so beautiful. But even going up, riding in LA, going through Dago, riding up through LA and all of that shit, just seeing how beautiful all of that was just crazy. Like hella crazy. Oh God. I was like, I said, you gotta love it. Oh God. Oh good God. I'm like, you just kinda gotta just I don't know, give yourself a chance to enjoy the moment. Oh, for real. Gotta give yourself a chance to enjoy the moment. But it's also used as a part of the process towards you being better and becoming better. And, you know, I got a lot I want to do. And like, the main thing is that I'm just focused on going in. It's just discipline and consistency. What's good, God? Peace. You know what I mean? Discipline and consistency. As long as I can knock out those two major points, then everything else kind of, you know what I mean, kind of falls into play the way it's supposed to, kind of easy. So yeah, those my main two focuses: discipline and consistency. Both is hard. You know what I mean? Both is tough. But I think with discipline comes consistency. But they kind of play, hand in hand. So that's the main thing. But a lot of that comes with or leaving yourself as like pressure and shit, putting yourself under unnecessary pressure. That shit don't help. You know what I mean? It don't help shit work out faster. It don't help shit, you know what I'm saying, turn out better. Like, shit just different. But I think my outlook and how I communicate now with the universe is changing a lot of the outcomes. I'm enjoying it. Definitely enjoying it. Definitely enjoying it. But yeah, just gotta continue to push, yo. That's it. No issues, no nothing. But I said, the more I get, the more I continue to work on being disciplined and working on consistency, the easier and better to be in more control of my own time. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And it ain't just being in control of your time, but also having the power to be able to do something with it when you do have control over it. So it's like big, big type shit I'm trying to do. Yeah. It's all right, dog. Sliding at night, man. I be forgetting it get dark so damn early. And it ain't nothing but 7:30. I'm already. And then, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, my heart was broke. Man, my boy Westbrook broke his hand, so I'm over. I'm over it. Like on God, I'm over. I'm like, damn, bro. So I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, this don't turn out the way I need it to. It's I might have watched my last NBA game, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm over that shit. Oh God. I'm over it. But I would tell you though, the reason why I like Arizona the most though, because you get the best of both worlds. Oh God, they got like this southern vibe to it, but it's like Cali. It's got like this Cali shit to it too, like the food and everything. So you get the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's way more affordable, way more space, and you can open carry. I mean, not open carry, but you can conceal and carry. It's a constitutional state. You can hold anything. You can have a dumb shit. God, they be having dumb shit. I was just walking, air dude walking in into his college room. Bro had a whole AR on him. He just walked like that shit. I said, yeah, that's the gravy part. That's the gravy though. That shit hella gravy. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's beautiful though. Only thing, and then like I said, you get the A1 weather. I mean, it's gonna be hella hot, but you don't get all that rain. So the weather damn near like being in Dago, except for it's 20 degrees hotter. But the food the same. You know what I mean? So you coming, like I said, you get this Cali vibe, but you can carry, and that's big to me. I ain't gonna lie, that shit big to me. I ain't. I don't like being nowhere I can't have no gun, and then have that bit ready. You know what I'm saying? That shit's stupid. And like how they have it set up where you in Cali, like you can't even. You gotta have like the clip in the trunk, then or the clip in the glove department and the pistol in the trunk, and then it gotta be you gotta have a lock on the pistol, do the thing, and it's like damn nigga, if I was in the mix and some shit happened, I'm fucked up. Like how the hell I'm gonna be able to get you know you know how quick shit happens. Like oh God, shit it take literally 3-4 seconds for something to happen. Like it don't take no time. Shit happen too quick for you to talk about. I gotta go to the damn trunk and go. Man, that shit stupid. That shit stupid. And then the worst part is that's the only part I wasn't digging about being back in Cali is I was naked. I was like, I'm sliding back through. It's cool, you know what I mean? But my brother in the hood and shit. Like, well, nah, he said it's a straight spot. It looked like the fucking hood, though, I ain't gonna lie. But He said, everybody. I mean, but you know how that is though. When you in the hood, bro, you don't know that you in the fucking hood. I'm gonna say, let's say that. Let me say that. So you know everybody. You know what I'm saying? And because your neighbors, that's why it's your hood. You know what I mean? There's a reason for that shit. But I just wasn't digging it. And then my bad issue, ain't even really. It ain't even really the like people like that. It's the damn people. Like my issue. That's my only issue with Cali is like the police be doing too much. Like they really do. They be doing too much. And I get it because I don't get it, but like I know like Dago is a hot spot for like the feud between people with the police. You know what I mean? So they fall, a lot of them fall and they go to homicide a lot. So they is like when we say like, you know what I mean, the biggest gang in San Diego is the police, like that's how it is, cause like that's how we kinda get active with them. You know what I mean? The respect level for them is almost on the same level as if you in a smoke, you know what I mean, with the ops and shit. Cause that's just what it is. Which is cool. But the issue, you know what I'm saying, it comes through with the aggression and shit. And how they be hopping out. That's just like rest in peace. How they got that, and what's crazy is how they got my nigga Baby Bull, right? They shoot him in the back of the head. He in handcuffs in the car. In handcuffs, hands behind his back and cuffs in the car. They shot my nigga Baby Bull in the back of the head and said he was reaching, right? Now, you already know it's some bullshit because number one, anytime they get you and they pull you over on some like type bullshit, anytime they get you like that, if they put you in handcuffs, that means that they've already searched. There's no you in handcuffs and you possibly got something on you. We already past that point. Because remember, the moment that you go in, they're not sitting you back in your vehicle in handcuffs. Right? Think about what happened. You don't go back into your vehicle in handcuffs, they finna sit you on the fucking curb. So two things that happen. You've been set on the curb and you've been searched. They got my homeboy, God, they got my nigga slumped over. Damn, slumped over on the steering wheel. Talking about some, with his hands behind his back in cuffs. He slumped over. Talking about some, he was reaching for a weapon. Like, what? So y'all didn't search him to where y'all ain't know he had a weapon, and then on top of that, you tell me y'all put this man handcuffed back into a car where there was possibly a weapon, man. Y'all sound silly. That shit didn't even make sense. And the sad part is, on God, they put that shit on the news. Just like that. Like they showed him, and then they told the story, and I was like, man, you gotta be bullshit. Good baby boy. Rest in peace from the 30s. It's fucked up, man. But it be that type of shit. I don't be feeling they over aggression, like overly aggressive and shit. And like I don't know, I just ain't no fan of that shit. That shit dangerous. You know what I'm saying? The way they hop out and shit, like that be like, and they be like the cell phone coverage, like that's the place. You know what I'm saying? They that tight. And honestly, they don't even need that. Get some shit I gotta show y'all. We had a sheriff from Dago, San Diego sheriff, and cuz retired, and he wrote a book and disappeared. He went on he tried to disappear. I don't know if Brad ever got caught. But bro wrote a book and he exposed all of that shit. The code, like they code words that they use for us when they find us and shit. The like how to deal, because the code words that they use tell them how to deal with you. Like not code words, but like the codes that they put in, like, you know, when they throwing in the numbers 081 and all of that type of shit. It was showing that every time that they did any of that, it was like, it was always different when they was dealing with us. So they always tried it. How you doing? But anyway, he wrote the book or whatever, and ended up having to go on the run and shit. But he exposed like a lot of the little secret shit that was going on. Just how they dealt with us. It's one of the most dangerous places for black women too. With as far as their interactions with police. It's crazy. One of the most dangerous places. The interaction. A lot of times a lot of sexual assaults happen and shit with the police out that way and shit, and they be getting away with. So it's been, bro exposed a lot of it. I'm gonna have to go in and find it. I might be able. It was trying to think. Was it a news clip? Might have seen also a news clip with bruh. Something I might be able to show. I don't know. I'm gonna see. But it might be something I could show. But regardless of it, I'll put it up there and whatever. But I'm finna go ahead and call it. I appreciate everybody that came out. Definitely. Y'all already know, man. Same old with me. Power to the dark side. We're going to give a special praise to the most beautiful goddess of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, Stemia, whose image is the most beautiful, Whoopi Goldberg. Shout out to all my Babel builders that was in the building. Remember, if you are listening to this, together we are Babel. Let's build. Shit. I'm going to leave this out with the new one.
Spark a flame when I put wood all in a fireplace. It's a blast, elevating to a higher place. Just when you gon' have me high for days. But I can only come to you cause you my number one supply, babe.
And if you smell smoke, it's cause she fine. So she would never go for the lie. Come and put this flame up on this wood, let's make a fire. I can feel it melting when I'm looking in her eyes. Pushing it inside while I say that pussy mine. Got your knees up in your chest while I'm pushing on your thighs. Thought your nails grip my hip and started digging in my side. Just further confirmation I was digging in it right. Every time it's 69 it get messy. Still a black queen but she get the best Becky.
Spark a flame when I put wood all in the fireplace. It's a blast, elevating to a higher place. Just waiting you gon' have me high for days. But I can only come to you cause you my #1 supply, babe.
Boss bitch by the bag, you have the treasure. The type of love and loyalty you wish you had forever. The kind of heart you couldn't ask to measure. Don't get jealous, it's motivation to get your mail up. She be drop shipping and she be flipping the mail, bruh. She can go from Conor Krishan, car stealing mail, bruh. You may find her outside looking at nails, son. I seen her pressing bitches with the tool like a nail gun. One-stop shop, hair, taxes, and your nails done. They thinking she cartel, Griselda. They thinking she cartel, she Griselda.
Spark a flame when I put wood all in the fireplace.